On Wednesday, the department took over the management of the private prison. That's after the G4S security company failed to meet some of its contractual obligations. The lockdown means inmates are restricted to their cells. Officials searched the cells for weapons. A G4S employee told SABC News that some inmates are armed with sharp objects. Pope Crew has welcomed Correctional Services takeover of the prison.
Why the Department of Correctional Service ought to terminate the G4S contract and take control of the institution in the best interest of the public, our members who are employed, the inmates who are in there.
350 warders were dismissed after an illegal strike 3 weeks ago. Some of them say they've had violent altercations with inmates.
The inmate attacked me, hitting me with a pool ball on my left side, on my left head.
The inmate was on top of me, stabbing. And the area where I was attacked is like I was cornered because it's a wall, a steel door, and another brick wall. So I was cornered, and during the attack, the radio fell, and the radio is my only link with people to assist me.
45 workers have been brought in to assist. More staff could be roped in. Balesa Matsane, SABC News, Bloemfontein.
Well, for more on this story, we now cross live to Bloemfontein, where the Acting National Commissioner of Correctional Services, Nontsikelelo Jolingana, is standing by. A very good evening to you. Thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Good evening, Peter, and good evening to the viewers.
Commissioner, this is the first time the department has taken over a prison that's been run by a private company. That's a pretty serious step. What's taken you to this point?
Peter, yes, it is for the first time, and I must say that what made us take this decision is that we take seriously the safety and security of people. This includes offenders, it includes staff members and the public at large. After we realized that, in our opinion, G4S as a company does not seem to be in control of the situation, and as you would know that this situation has been prolonged, we then decided to look at the provisions of the law, and as a Department of Correctional Services, we then decided to take over in line with the Correctional Services Act 111 of 1998.
Commissioner, as long ago as a month ago, Pop Crew presented G4S with a list of 30 violent incidents towards warders since 2004, ranging from rape, stabbings, assaults and hostage-taking. Why has it taken so long to take this kind of action?
Peter, I must emphasize that the issues between Pop Crew and G4S are issues between the employer and its employees, and we have consciously decided not to interfere or even intervene in that situation because we believed that the employer and its employees needed to sort out their own issues. But the other important fact I want to emphasize is that when G4S has incidents, it is expected to report to the Department of Correctional Services. So each incident is reported, and they would then give you a contingency plan or whatever steps that they are taking to rectify whatever situation that prevails in line with the contract. So for every incident, there would be a report. And the difference between those and this one is that the center was rendered vulnerable in the sense that over 300 officials were dismissed, therefore meaning that they could not meet their minimum staffing levels as stipulated in the contract.
All right.
And therefore, okay.
Commissioner, just to move you along a little bit, you've just said that G4S have lost control, seemingly, of the facility. This is the same company that around the world, they're not enjoying a great reputation. In the UK, they also came under fire, alcohol freely available in a prison that they were running, and also their running of security in the London Olympics was shambolic. They admitted that. How is it that a company like that could be given a contract to run a high-risk prison in South Africa?
Peter, I must emphasize that the company won the contract which was advertised and due processes were followed. And therefore, they won the contract fair and square. But the incidents that are prevailing now, which are raising a lot of concern and have necessitated that government must intervene and make sure that we take control of the management of that center. But I also need to indicate that in South Africa we have only 2 private facilities that are run by the private sector, and these were used as a pilot, if I may use that word. And after the lessons learned from both facilities, Cabinet took a decision in 2010 that there will no longer be a correctional center in South Africa that is run by a private company.
All right, so is this a permanent intervention, or will this go back into private hands after a period of time?
Well, in terms of the law, Section 112 of the Act says the commissioner can appoint a temporary or interim management team, which is what we invoked yesterday. We now having our people on site and trying to investigate and get more details and information, because as you indicated earlier, there's other information that other parties have that we do not necessarily have. And I think after that assessment, it's then that we will go back and decide what are the next steps.
All right, Commissioner, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on the program tonight.
Thank you very much.